Justice with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I'll make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Sabrina Ruiz is suing Cody Mendoza in the amount of $3,616. Ms. Ruiz claims Mr. Mendoza failed to repay her for a car she says she purchased on his behalf when they were dating. Mr. Mendoza claims he only agreed to pay for the insurance and some clothes the plaintiff bought for him. Mr. Mendoza is countersuing for lost wages and harassment.
In the matter of Sabrina Ruiz versus Cody Mendoza, Ms. Ruiz, you're suing for the cost of a vehicle and other items you purchased on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Mendoza, you have a countersuit saying that she caused you to lose your job, and therefore you're asking her for $1,500 in back wages. Tell me about this situation.
Your Honor, I purchased Cody a car about a year ago, and he got it because he was in a car accident and he really needed to get back to work. So I decided to put the money up front for him, and we agreed that he would pay me back $1,000 a month, and he's failed to do so.
Your boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
You were?
We were, yes.
Ex.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Living in the same household?
Yes, ma'am.
Were? It's
Yes.
past tense. I got it.
Yes.
After meeting each other?
We met at a bowling alley, Your Honor.
And
You
knew
know,
each other how long before you moved in?
About 2 months.
Shame, shame. And you had a child?
Yes. I have
5-year-old, 2-year-old, something like that,
a
right?
5-year-old son named Jared, yes.
Know a man 2 months, you meet at a bowling alley, move him in to your house with your 5-year-old son. You think that was wise?
I thought he was different. I have never met somebody like him, and he had a
Why did you
lot.
think he was so different?
Well, he had a lot of really strong family values.
Well,
And I felt like I could trust him. He was a great provider.
What do you mean he was a great provider?
For his family, and he helped
How
his
was he
brother
a great
out.
provider for his family? You met him for 2 months. What family was he providing for?
Well, for his brother, he was helping him out with with rent and things like that.
Providing for him or living with his brother?
No, he was living with his brother.
A grown man living with his brother and his sister-in-law. So he's a great provider for his family.
He was helping them with bills.
Living in their house.
Yes.
I think she
That makes you say provider for his brother's family?
He wasn't the main provider, but he was helping.
Now he was paying rent.
Yes.
Well, how did this accident occur? He's living with you. He's going where to do something for you and your son, right?
Yeah, my son had a fever, and he went out in the middle of the night to get him some medicine.
And he was driving his car?
Yes, he was driving his.
So he did have a car?
He did. He had a 2006
So
Audi.
you felt bad about him now not having a car because he had an accident while doing something for you and your son?
Well, yeah, I feel bad. I cared about him. He was my boyfriend. We lived together. So.
Okay. So now, whose idea was it to buy a new car? Or another car?
It was her idea, Your Honor.
He needed a car. He was out of work for almost a week. So how many more days off are you going to take off until you get laid off?
So now here you become, now what would you call her that she says it was her idea to buy a car, so guess what he's saying? You control it.
I didn't control it because he willingly took the car and he willingly signed his name on the registration.
Hold on a second. I'm going to change. Did you willingly go get the car?
No.
She wanted you to get another car.
She wanted a car. She knew, she went to that parking lot. She knew the guy who was selling that. It was all her idea to give me a car. And to be honest, Your Honor, after the accident had happened, she really didn't even ask how I was doing. Her main priority, her main concern was about getting me back into work and getting more money coming into her household.
Well, you were out of work for a week?
Well,
she already knew how you were doing.
I was sore, Your Honor. I was hurt. It was
Did you go to the doctor? Did you go to the hospital?
No, ma'am, I did. But
Did you have any bruises? Did you have any knocks and scrapes?
No, I did not.
Just soreness, Your Honor. Traumatic experience. It was raining.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah.
It was very traumatic.
Okay, so now it's her idea that you get a car because you don't want a car.
I didn't want that car. I wanted a BMW.
Oh, you wanted a BMW.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
How much money did you have saved?
Not much. Not enough.
Just tell me a number.
I couldn't give you. I was doing all right. But
How much money did you have to go toward the purchase of a BMW?
Definitely not enough, Your Honor. Can't give you a straight number.
So you wanted a BMW and you took him to a used car lot and got what?
I got him a Honda CRV.
Practical, affordable, just a get-around car so you can get back and forth to work. And when she offered to get this Honda CRV, what was the agreement?
The agreement was that he would pay me $1,000 a month until the car's paid off. Car was originally around $3,000.
And did he pay you?
No.
Whatever, anything?
Not for the car. He paid me for some other bills for clothing and the car insurance that I originally spotted him on. And
But he was supposed to pay you $1,000 on the cost of the car.
for the cost of the car, yeah. And I put it all on my credit card, so I had to pay this upcoming credit card bill.
Now, whose name did you put the car in?
It was under his name.
When
He
he
start-
yelling, kicking, and screaming that he doesn't want a car, you put it in his name?
He was not kicking and screaming at the time. He took that car right away.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
Hey, you see how foolish you sound? I didn't even want it. She wanted me to have a car to go to work, but I wanted a BMW. I can't sell it because I needed to go to work. You need the car, then pay her.
And later,
There was some sort of issue, I believe, with the lady, which I wasn't told about. And so we went away.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. She didn't leave me any time. She didn't even come inside the house. She just dropped the boys off. So I didn't have time
Tina,
to
I'm
discuss.
sorry, but I didn't ask you to say anything.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sabrina Ruiz, who is suing Cody Mendoza for breach of contract.
Where's the car now? This car that you don't want.
Yes, ma'am, I still do have the car.
Has
I
it been
just-
wrecked?
There's a little damage, not too much to be worried
Then
about.
give it
but-
back to her.
No, I don't want the car. It's already been in another accident. I don't want it back. I already have another car.
Then sell the car, sell it, give her whatever you get for it. Sell it.
Can't
Sell
sell.
the car, give her whatever you can get for it.
Can't
You
sell
don't
the-
want it.
I don't want
Why you can't sell it?
Because I need it to go to work.
No. You don't want this car. You don't want it. Hey, you see how foolish you sound? I didn't even want it. She wanted me to have a car to go to work, but I wanted a BMW. I can't sell it because I needed to go to work. You need the car, then pay her.
But I never agreed to
I
pay
don't
her.
care if you
I
agree-
didn't want it.
you-
I didn't want that car.
You
Maybe
have
if
it.
it was another car.
So now you wanted to go to work, but you never wanted it, and you never agreed to pay, but now I want it and I don't want to pay.
I was helping her out in many other ways. We were commingling our money. I was taking care of Jared. I was paying for bills. I was paying for
I was
food.
paying all my bills just fine
so
before you
I
came
never
along.
exactly agreed 1,000. I said, here, money here and there, and let's work it out.
Okay, so give you money here and there, and let's work it out. Okay,
Right,
so
that's
you-
why I gave her the 500 because for the insurance and the clothes she bought me. I was trying to
so,
respect
so
her.
now you
respect-
owe her another $3,000 because you gave her nothing for the car.
He doesn't
You said
even-
you do it here and there. You keep
Yes.
talking. I'm gonna have a complete agreement
I can.
on the same terms as she said because I got you so far agreeing to pay.
I don't owe her anything.
Yeah, you do. You owe her for the car.
I don't know.
Now you owe her for the car, and that's the judgment. Now you tell me about your counterclaim for lost wages. What you talking about?
Well, Your Honor, so after we had broken up, she was still calling me for money for the car. And
She still wanted you to pay for the
She
car.
still wanted to pay for the car. And like I said, I'm not paying for that car. I didn't
Why'd
want
you
the-
break up?
We broke up because I had some other things going
I
on.
found out that he was sending money to his ex-girlfriend who was pregnant with his child.
Yeah, and wasn't giving you anything.
Nothing. I didn't even know about it. He lied to me the entire time.
Your Honor, I found out a
It's
lot.
called character. That's why I say look deep before you leap. If you talk to some friends, you probably would have found out he'd been a liar a long time. He probably would have found out he owed a lot of people. Probably would have found out he didn't pay his bills on time, or vice versa. But you guys didn't bother to check any of that out.
Because, Your Honor, I'm actually
now,
a good
so
person.
she's calling you about giving her the money for her car. What happens?
She showed it to my work, so I'm a teller. And then I'm there at work. And next thing I know, I see her coming, barging through the doors. And this is months later. And she's passing through women, trying to get in front of people in line. I'm at work, and she comes up to the teller, and she's like, "Where's my money?" At work, Your Honor? At work. So I say, Sabrina, you got to get out of here. My boss is seeing this. This is very embarrassing. You don't need to be here, so get out. So
You were doing that?
Well, yeah, but he had to pay his bills.
Okay, so you want $1,500 from her because she caused you to,
No,
you got
that's not
fired.
even- So, Your Honor, she comes back
I'm just saying, this happened several times.
several times.
And you got fired as a result of that.
I got fired because my boss saw it happening, and you can't be doing
How long
that.
have you been out of work?
I've been out of work for about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. How much do you earn per month?
Per month is about $2,000, so she owes me about roughly $1,500. And she has her mom calling me for money, Your Honor.
Okay, so the order of the court is this. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000 for the car. Judgment for the defendant in the amount of $1,500. So it means that the net judgment is the defendant has to pay the plaintiff $1,500. The further order of the court is neither of you is to harass each other, to go to each other's job, to telephone each other, or to have anyone else telephone each other on your behalf. Is that understood?
Yes.
All right, so be it. That's the order.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled the defendant is ordered to pay $1,500.
So I guess I get to keep the car, and you can bet I'm trading that in as soon as possible.
Oh, well, good luck with that. And congratulations on your new family. I hope you treat them better than you treated mine.
Coming up.
I just went straight to the hospital room. I'm a nurse myself. When he's got stitches, he gets a lot of calls in school, Scarface, etc. But he's a little traumatized by the incident. He has nightmares.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Diana Lukes is suing Tina Gore in the amount of $3,000. Ms. Lukes claims Ms. Gore's dog attacked and bit her young son, scaring him to death. Ms. Gore claims Ms. Lukes' son was irritating her dog, which caused him to attack.
The matter of Diana Lukes versus Tina Gore suing for $3,000 for injuries caused your son by the defendant's dog.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, basically, I've known Tina for 10 years. Her brother is my boyfriend, Dean, and we have 2 children together. And my son, the youngest son, was bitten by her dog. She's got 2 dogs. She's got a Rottweiler mix, and she's also got a German Shepherd. And Lady bit my son, yes.
Okay. Where did this attack take place?
It took place in Tina's house. So,
And why was your son at Tina's house?
So we wanted to have a little romantic getaway, which we rarely do. And so we left the children with Tina, and, well, basically we didn't know about this. There was some sort of issue, I believe, with the lady, which I wasn't told about. And so we went away.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. She didn't leave me any time. She didn't even come inside the house. She just dropped the boys off. So I didn't have time.
Tina, I'm sorry, but I didn't ask you to say anything.
I apologize.
Go on.
Okay, so we basically dropped the kids off. I mean, she could have sent me a text or something before I came over.
What do you mean you didn't know there was an issue?
Well, basically, her dog apparently was sick or something.
Okay, so I'll let her tell me about her dog, because you don't know anything about it.
Okay,
So how did you find out about your child? And
we were on the road going to San Francisco, and 4 hours into the journey, we basically got a call that my son, my youngest son, Gerald, was in the hospital, and he was bitten. So we rushed back, and when we got there, I couldn't even look at Tina. I just went straight to the hospital room. I'm a nurse myself, so I just wanted to see the extent of the injury my son has taken.
And what was the extent? What was the extent?
When he's got stitches, it's the psychological trauma as well.
Stitches where?
Stitches on his neck,
But
it runs a little against the face as well. So he gets a lot of calls in school, Scarface, etc. But he's a little traumatized by the incident. He has nightmares. And I'm not even asking her to pay for anything to do with the psychologist I'm going to have to hire eventually when I can afford it. I'm only asking her to pay for the bills from the actual hospital bill from where the hospital was near her house.
Coming up.
I was very clear with both of them that Lady was downstairs, she wasn't feeling well, and they couldn't play with her, that they were welcome to play with my German Shepherd Goldie. They could throw her around, they could mess around with her, and that would be fine, but not to play with.
No.
You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Diana Lukes, who is suing Tina Gore for medical expenses.
Tell me what happened, Ms. Gore.
As she said, I've taken care of the boys many times. My dogs...
Well, your auntie.
Exactly, and my dogs are as much part of the family as the boys are. They love each other, they always get along. My dog, the night before their romantic getaway was supposed to happen, she was... I'm not going to bore you with the details. She was really sick, ill, vomiting, etc. I took her to the vet. The vet told me that she had some kind of food poisoning, so
The dog was sick?
The dog was sick, yes. So the vet prescribed some medication, but warned me that Lady might be a little bit more aggressive in the coming days as she was healing from whatever it was that she had. They didn't even drop the boys off. I mean, they just dropped the boys off and ran. I didn't get a chance to really talk to them at all.
And tell me, what's the significance of that?
Because I would have had a little bit of an interaction with them to explain that my dog was sick and that they'd only be able to play with my other dog who was in totally great shape.
You knew they were bringing the kids the next day?
Yes.
Couldn't you have called on the phone and told them that?
I also, frankly, didn't think of it because I didn't think it would be a big deal and I didn't want to ruin their romantic getaway because they never get away.
But now you're saying that they should have come in and you would have told them. You wouldn't have told them because you didn't want to ruin the romantic getaway. Go on to the next point.
That's true. I don't know how I would have reacted to something that didn't happen. But as soon as the boys came inside, I was very clear with both of them that Lady was downstairs, she wasn't feeling well, and they couldn't play with her, that they were welcome to play with my German Shepherd Goldie. They could throw her around, they could mess around with her, and that would be fine, but not to play with.
No.
Okay.
Do not interrupt.
Okay. Anyways, I warned them not to play with Lady because she was sick.
So you told a 6-year-old, and how old was the other child?
8.
An 8-year-old boy.
Yes, and I actually asked Bryson
Lady
for
is sick downstairs, don't play with her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I even asked
2
Bryson
boys
for
that
his
love
help.
dogs.
Yes.
Get excited about seeing Auntie's dogs.
Yes.
And that's all you said to them was, she's downstairs, don't play with her.
Exactly.
Okay, so what'd you do with the dog?
So the dog was downstairs in another room.
Okay, and where were the boys?
The boys were upstairs, and as well as my other dog, Goldie, my healthy dog.
And could the dog have been, was the dog under lock and key downstairs?
She wasn't, but she's my dog and it's her home.
Was she under
so-
lock and key?
No,
Yes
she
or
was
no?
not. No.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
Is this a basement area?
No, just a different part of the house, the floor.
There's no doorway leading downstairs? There's no door?
Well, there's a door. It was not locked or closed, if that's what you're asking.
But can you close the door?
Yes.
To keep the boys from going downstairs?
Yeah, I could have done that, yes.
Okay. Did you do that?
No.
Okay, case over. I cut you off because you really have no defense. There is what we call total liability for dogs hurting people in your home, in your possession, and under your care. It's an absolute liability law. You don't have a defense to it. And even more so, you don't have a defense because you told a 6 and 8-year-old don't go downstairs. You're not going to sit here now and say, this is your nephew, but I told him not to go downstairs. He's 6. So what, you told him not to go downstairs? You're an adult. You're a parent. You know, you're auntie. Close the door at least. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $3,000.
The judge held you liable, and now you have to pay. But I can't leave my kids in your house again with those dogs.
I never meant for my dogs to hurt your kids. They're my nephews. But I hope we can put this past us and move on.
This has been a production of